So I've come up with another cunning idea. If I keep hitting it that way, I'm going to snap this lug off. So really I want to try and get some rotational force on it, but I can't grip on this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to basically weld this bar here. I'm going to weld this bar onto here like this, on an angle like this, with some decent purchase, to then hopefully to get it to start to move up and down. Or that's the theory, so let's try it. Okay, so I've got this bar welded on now. I won't say my options are, well, I would actually say my options are narrowing. So I'm going to try and put some torsional twist on this with this long bar now, rather than hitting it. If it then does come loose, we'll probably cut it off here with a cut off grinding disc and then knock that bit out. So let's just see. Wow, still feels incredibly tight. Good grief, I can see it twisting here, but not at that end. What is it? Has that got it? Has that got it? Oh my god! He's got it! Look at it! It's moving! Oh, it's moving, it's moving, it's moving, it's moving! It's moving! Well, I'll tell you what guys, that is still incredibly stiff, but that is now rotating, which means I've got a chance. I put a bit more lubricant on here, see what I can get, but yeah, that is still quite stiff. But what a result. New caliper, £2,500. Wow, this could have saved it. Nicely moving now. So I'm basically going to cut this here, knock the pin out that way, and we're on the home straight. I win! Yay! Oh no, now the next problem. Stuck in piston. Ah. So that was the cause of all the problem. This pin, this side here, was stuck in the caliper. And annoyingly, it doesn't even look heavily corroded or anything, but it's just the corrosive reaction between aluminium and steel that just had a grip on it. So the best way of trying to hitting it out was some rotational force like that, and we've got it out. So that is history. So we now have 4 brakes done. So there we go. They're all in, pads are all in that side. So we're good to go on that side. The brake pipes have been repositioned underneath and put back in the clips. So we're making very good progress. So if we look at this, brake pipe's done. Brake pad's done. We're now moving on to the rear brace bars and the anti-roll bars on the floor here. So try cleaning them in some white vinegar to get the rust off, soak them in there. I just need a big enough pot to put them in. I'm thinking of maybe like a 6-inch drain pipe, blocked off at the bottom, and stand these up in it and leave them in for a good 24 hours. I should have showed you this from the very beginning, but this is just the existing ones. Obviously we had this hole here, and I'm just tapping. I'm not tapping with a very big hammer. Basically, that is what I've ended up with. That is quite rotten. and that is taking your torsional load on the back of your Porsche, 300 brake horsepower, 180 odd miles an hour. That's on the back. Someone told me these aren't an MOT failure if they're rotten because they're bolted on. I can't believe it. Anyway, that's that one. Completely rotten. Let's have a look at the second one. This one looks a bit better. Oh no, it's gone through there. So if you remember, they have two drain holes here, one there, one there. One of them had slightly enlarged, that was all. And I've basically tapped them with a hammer. And that is how much metal has come out of them. We've got all that out of them, so they are completely for the bin. You'll see here on the rear one again, it looked angry as hell, but there is very little reduction in the thickness of the metal, and you can see that is just transitioning into the painted bit. And if you look down here on these ones, see if I can find there, there's a good example. You've got good, that's just the paint come off there. You can see the metal's good right up to the end, so they have cleaned up well. I'm pleased with those. This metal prep and this rust remover gel, basically they do what they say, they remove the rust, so they'll eat in, get rid of the rust, but then really you still need to apply something like this, which is the rust converter for the remaining rust, because you can't get it all out. You need something to remove the rust, get rid of it, which is a combination of this, wire brushes, grinders, and then you need some converter at the end to get the remaining rust before you can start priming and painting it. But the amount of crap that it causes in your garage, and you can just see there the dust in the garage, and this is all going to just be settling on the car. And you can see it probably would have been easier and cheaper talking to someone at work who's had some powder coating done. There's just crap everywhere. It probably would have cost, I don't know, maybe £30–40 to get these powder coated, and I've probably spent £20 in products and paints, if not more, and time. So I think next time I'd just get them powder coated. What we're going to do now though is we're going to put this rust converter on, leave that on for about an hour, and then we can get them primed, and we're starting to get to the painting. First coat of primer on. Would normally have used grey primer, but I've got white primer on the shelf, so why not? So first coat on, we'll give it probably 2 or 3 coats, or probably until we run out of paint. That might be the better thing to say. Nice pair drop spell, and then we'll get on with the performance yellow coat. So I've cleaned this side up all around the arch. I've just got to put the liner back in, but rust treated the bits I can see, painted, cleaned all the hoses up, cleaned the inner arches up, changed the pads. Sure you'll agree it's probably worth the effort, because you can see that rust there just behind that plastic trim. So yeah, we'll do the same this side, get this nice and cleaned up, and then we're good to go on the front end. So we are finally making progress, so please like and subscribe and keep watching, and we will get this car through its MOT very soon. Then we'll obviously move on to a load more repairs. Bye for now, bye.